bride is about to start his speech.
Oh my God. Okay, we've got some stragglers, we'll just wait for them. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Right, okay, my name is Alan. I am the father of the bride. Thank you for booing. And I'd like to welcome everybody to this special day. It's my pleasure to be the warm-up man to the entertainment to follow from Dan and Tom. Thank you to all of you who have come to this wedding, especially those who have travelled some distance. Lauren and Chris, I understand you've come from the States. Good effort, well done. It was a lovely service. Amber looks stunning in her dress with beautiful makeup and hair, as I'm sure you'll all agree. It wasn't always the case though. I remember taking Amber to a dancing competition when Anne was giving birth to Erin. A pretty lame excuse. I had to prepare Amber's hair. 1 tub of hair gel, 2 cans of hairspray later, Amber's hair was immaculate. She couldn't blink, and it took 3 days to wash out. But I'm sure today is not the same case. I also remember when Amber was young, going to school, not wearing any knickers.
Oh no!
Nothing's changing.
Oh my God.
Again, I hope today's not the same. I also remember when Amber and I used to do the shopping in Sainsbury's. We would always throw the food to each other and slam it into the trolley. A bit like edible basketball. That was until the infamous occasion when a whole lot of yoghurt was spread everywhere.
Oh, no.
Again, I hope tonight is different. Thank you for
that
the
table, yeah.
Well, I couldn't scare this one off, could I? Amber and Tom met at uni. Both Anne and I knew right from the start that these two were well matched. They look out for each other, compromise when necessary, and don't ever seem to complain. That is the sign of a winning team, which for Tom is an unusual concept, being a West Ham fan. Case in point. Anne did say to me she hopes that Tom doesn't put football before Amber, a bit like me and my beloved Chelsea. I said they'd be all right, as we've been together for 32 seasons. Tom, welcome to the family.
Thank you.
Welcome to Joan and Eamon and all of your relatives. I couldn't be more proud of my little princess. Now, I'm supposed to finish with some words of wisdom, without crying. Being in a long marriage is a bit like that nice cup of coffee in the morning. I might have it every day, but I still enjoy it. And a quote from Winnie the Pooh, which echoes my own thoughts and leads on from the reading that Ben did so well earlier. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live without you. I wasn't going to cry. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to propose the toast to Mr. and Mrs. Etra. Please be upstanding. To the bride and groom.
Half and half.
You don't need to stand.
Thank you.
And I'd like to pass over to the main man, Tom Etra.
Well, out of the whole day, this is the bit that I was regretting the most, because standing up in front of everyone scares the shit out of me. Yeah, it makes me nervous, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're about to witness a unique event in history. the very first and last time my wife is going to let me speak on behalf of both of us. However, it's my privilege and honour to do so. I just hope that so soon into our married life, I don't let Amber down. Before I start, there are plenty of toasts over the next few minutes, so please make sure your glasses are charged. Firstly, we'd like to thank Alan for his kind words and good wishes. My wife and I would like to say a big thank you to everyone here today. I know that this is meant to be our big day, but of course it won't be a special day without you, if it wasn't for all our friends and family being with us. I'd like to say a big thank you to all, and thank you so much for the wonderful cards and gifts. Unfortunately, it's not possible for everyone we love to be here with us today. We know that they are here in spirit, and they're not only here in spirit, but also in our thoughts. But more importantly, they're with us in our hearts. So with them in mind, please all raise your glasses and join me in the toast to absent friends. Absent friends. I'd like to thank Amber's mum and dad, Anne and Alan. You've done an amazing job raising such a wonderful, caring daughter, provided her with so much love and support over the years. I would like to thank you for welcoming me into your family and making it very easy for me to fit in. I hope that I can be everything you wanted from a son-in-law and more. Right, that rest of that line's gone then. We couldn't have done it without you. We've got a small gift. Where's their gift? Get some flowers. It's all right.
Oh, thank you.
And then you'll just come in from that side.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. It will be around the corner shortly.
I'll carry on anyway. Oh, there we are.
Oh, thank you.
My mum and dad have helped me enormously over the years. And they've seen me through thick and thin. Mainly thick. But they've been there for me, and I hope that I've done them proud. I really couldn't have asked for a better mum and dad, and I thank you for everything you've done. Not just for me, but also my wife. Also my wife on the lead up to our big day. Thank you.
Thank you.
There is an unwritten rule on a wedding day that states nobody can look more handsome than the groom. And I thank our ushers Rowan, Callum and Ben for sticking to that rule. They have lent an air of nightclub bouncer respectability to their roles, and I particularly admire the way they searched the ladies' handbags, frisked the men as they came in with discretion and subtlety. I'm not quite sure you'll sit where you like, where your ruddy put was in the spirit of day, but we'll let that pass, so thank you to you three. We've got some presents, you have to come up. Rowan, Callum.
And Ben.
And Ben, sorry.
Ben.
I already smiled at Ben though, because he looked at me like he didn't want to move.
And then that's yours. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you, Ben. I'll give you a hug later, Rowan.
Hang on.
Oh, hands everywhere. Yeah, I've done a bit. I've known Dan, my best man, for a few years now, and throughout that time he's been there with me when it matters, and always ready with an encouraging word and a welcome few pints of beer when things are going badly, and if I'm honest, when things are going really well. I'd like to thank you for helping organise the stag, which was a huge success, taking good care of the rings, but most importantly, I'd like to thank you for being a true friend. However, there is something I need to make you all aware about Dan. He suffers from a strange condition that occasionally causes him to drift in and out of weird, strange flights of fancy. He has been known to make up stories about me which he believes are absolutely true, and it's only right to advise you before the speech that what you hear may not be true. But I really appreciate what you've done for me, Dan. You've been a star. And no, you take it. I'm not having it back. Apart from my wife, there are 4 other beautiful ladies here today. 3 of those are Nicola, Erin and Faye. We'd like to thank you very much for being such wonderful bridesmaids, and Ava and Poppy for being such beautiful flower girls. You all looked amazing. We've got presents for you all. So first one up, Poppy, come on.
That's for you.
Ava. Ava and Faye and Erin. Oh, they're both down there anyway. So, and Nicola, you're down that way.
That's Faye's.
Faye. And that's Ava's, is it? Not happy. You want to take that? Present. It's like birthday.
A present for you. It's so pretty. And that's for you, Nicola.
Yeah, that was for you.
Thank you.
It's all right. Thank you. Oh.
Let's make it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheryl, Amber wanted me to thank you for all your love and support. As far as I'm aware, from the few stories I can get from Amber, the hen do was an amazing success.
Yeah.
And anyone that knows how much Amber loves organisation, when Cheryl produced a clipboard and an itinerary, it became the best hen do ever. You are the best maid of honour any bride could wish for, and she truly is lucky to have you, so thank you. It's been an amazing day. I'd like to thank Ben and Amy for the readings. They were really good, really good.
Sam.
And sorry, Sam. I told the registrar Amy as well. I expected Amy to walk up and do the speech, but Sam, thank you. Thank you, Sam. It's been a long day. And anyone that's got married will know how much effort and work is involved in the preparation. Like lots of men, I did not foresee this. But thankfully, we had a lot of wonderful people on hand to help. So thank you all. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife. I think you're going to enjoy. Is that James saying, well, she's done it for a few times? That's one, yeah. Yeah, and spent shitloads of money and gave 2 houses away. Is that right? Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife. I love saying that, by the way, my wife. For agreeing to marry me and for making me the happiest man in the world. I think you agree she looks absolutely beautiful today, and when she walked up the aisle she took my breath away, even though I didn't turn around and look at her. Which I'm going to get looked for later, I'm sure. They say you don't marry someone you can live with, you marry a person that you can't live without, and I think that sums us up perfectly. Now, if I had to single out one thing about why I love Amber so much, it would be the fact that she makes me happier than I ever dreamed I could be. I'm intended to spend the rest of my life making sure the reverse is also true. I know that Amber has put a huge amount of effort into making today perfect, and I think she's done an amazing job and more. Having lived with Amber for a few years, I've learned a valuable lesson. When I'm wrong, admit it, and when I'm right, keep quiet. Seriously, though, I've never had a problem finding the words to express my love for Amber, but if I started, then I probably would be able to stop. Suffice to say that, Amber, I love you so much. I can't wait to grow old with you. You've put your heart and soul into making this day perfect, and it is. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and raise your glasses to my stunning wife, Amber. Don't cry to Amber. Well, that's enough for me. I'd like to thank you all once again for coming and your amazing gifts, and hope you have a great evening. It now gives me great pleasure to hand over to Dan.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Tom. Okay, so it was my fault we didn't look forward on the aisle. So
You're in trouble.
and Tom, for what I'm about to say. So I've got the present. I'm keeping it. You're not getting it back. So I'm Dan, Tom's best man. For those of you who went on Amber and Tom's wedding website, I'm the guy who's described as lives with mum and has 4 cats. So I know you're all excited for what's to come. Hopefully I'll live up to that accolade that you two gave me. Thank you very much. There's never having the experience of being a best man before. I've asked a couple of people for some advice. Eamon, Tom's father, he gave me the age-old tool of saying, if you're a bit nervous, just imagine everybody in the room is naked. I'm not that nervous, but I'm doing it anyway. I also wanted to follow in Amber's my man's footsteps, to never waffle and always keep a story short and to the point. Now, unlike some best men, I haven't known Tom since early school days. I actually knew Tom, through Amber, and I knew Amber through Cheryl and Faye. We all used to go out drinking in our early 20s, go out in London, have some really good nights out. Usually end up staying at Tom and Amber's flat. My first impressions of Tom when I met him, that he was a generally nice guy, friendly, maybe a little bit quiet. And then Amber told me that it takes a fiery person to tame a Tomlin. Now, I wouldn't have maybe labelled Tom with that description. Now, if we fast forward a couple of years, to Tom's 25th birthday party, we all went out for a night in London. Had a great night, didn't we? Yeah. Great night, lots of drinks. And so got back to Amber and Tom's flat, to a very drunk and a very naked Tom. Very naked Tom. So an embarrassed Amber grabs a T-shirt for Tom to cover up little Tom with.
Who got me naked? You have to tell me who got me naked.
Jamie got you naked.
Because he's here in the room, yeah. Jamie got me naked.
I was nervous in my imagination.
But instead of covering up little Tom, Big Tom decided to whip us all with the T-shirt and just carry on wafting himself at us. That night I realised that Tom's definitely the fiery character that needs to tame a Tomlin. Tom made a fantastic choice in Amber. She's been a close friend to me for many years now. Not only is she beautiful, she's smart, funny, organised, great to go to if you want some advice. And they do say that opposites attract. Gentlemen, I'm sure you can all agree with me that today is a very, very sad day because Amber Tomlin is now officially off the market. And ladies, it's just another Saturday. In all seriousness though, Tom's a great guy and he's a great friend. He's the one that you'd do anything for because you know that's exactly what he'd do for you. Now, as many of you might already know this story, I want to tell you about the day when Tom and Amber got engaged. So, going back to the 23rd of September 2010, the day that Tom eventually got the balls to pop the question. They went for a day out in London. They went to their favourite restaurant. And as you can imagine, Tom was a bit of a nervous mess. So he proceeded to go through the day and the dinner. Very nervous, very untalkative, very awkward, which proceeded to make Amber more and more and more annoyed. So eventually when they were walking to their special location, Trafalgar Square, Amber wasn't talking to Tom, or even walking with Tom. So if I set the scene for you, they're in Trafalgar Square, there's pigeons everywhere. Tom goes down on one knee next to Nelson's column, gets interrupted by a couple of drunk tramps having a fight, moves around to the other side of Nelson's column, gets on one knee, asks the question, and the rest is history. Today I did want to recreate that magic moment for you, but the venue wouldn't let me bring any pigeons in. The tramps are too expensive. So I'm just going to have to settle for pissing Amber off. For the stag do, we all went off to Prague. There's 14 of us. The dads, we had 2 groups of friends, and Rod Stewart. Some people think that might have been a challenge to organise, and it was. All of us got on great now, and we're now the Wolf Pack. Thank you guys for making it an awesome stag do. I'd love to tell you guys all about our 4 days away in Prague, but we signed the Official Secrets Act before we went, and we're going to have to keep everything quiet. But I did find out a couple of things along the way. Eamon is indeed a party animal and refused to go home until 7 in the morning. Rowan is definitely a naturist. He's got an interesting curve. And Tim, well, Tim's just very special. As a side note, if you see any of the lads tonight downing a pint with their pants around their ankles, it's standard stag do procedure and one of the games we like to play. Now, as I said earlier, I haven't known Tom since we were kids, so I haven't got a wealth of stories about him. So I asked his ushers, Callum and Rowan, if there's anything they could tell me. So they did say that Tom's nickname back at school was Baldy. I didn't understand what that was for. He's got a beautiful head of hair. Now, the reason behind that was because in year 9, they're in a PE class. Callum was getting changed next to Tom and had a look down, and shall we say he was underdeveloped for year 9. So proceeded to run out to everybody and tell them that he was bald as the day he was born.
Cheers, Callum.
Now, this was bizarre to me, because if you go back to Tom's 25th birthday, one thing I definitely noticed was Tom was very much the opposite. So, oh yeah, okay. Also, that was very apparent on the stag do, when we put Tom in his outfit. We could see it.
Put the carrot down.
There was definitely foliage to his carrot. So it's easy for me to think of what to get Amber and Tom for their wedding present. I finally got Tom to do a bit of manscaping. So tonight, Amber, on your wedding night, when Tom's looking cracking in that little orange number, and you see his new haircut, think of me. I want to thank Maid of Honour Cheryl, the bridesmaids, Faye, Erin and Nikki. You all look stunning. Ushers, Ben, Callum, Rowan. You all look stunning as well. Now, Tom and Amber, I'd like to take this time to thank you very much for being 2 of my most valued friends. I'm sure everyone here can see the same as I do, that you make the perfect couple, and now you're married, you're going to make the perfect team. If you could all join me in a toast. To the new Mr. and Mrs. Etra, I wish you both a lifetime of happiness, and the best is yet to come. Mr. and Mrs. Etra. Now, I've been told to ask you to all move down to the bar where we were when we originally came in today, in the main hall. We'll be there for another drink, and then we'll be coming up here to party. Have a good evening, everyone.